I'm Anna. I am a third year undergraduate history of art student, and today I'll be talking to all of you about the Student Union and joining societies. So I would just go ahead and start sharing my screen. The Students' Union and joining societies. So what is the Students' Union? It's a Well, first and foremost, it's for you guys. It's for your social, cultural, and physical recreation in forms of cafes, bars, societies, and sports clubs. It is also one of the oldest student unions in the UK. So I think you should be quite proud of that you're a part of it. And it is also a registered charity. So all of the memberships that you buy throughout the year, so you buy a membership to attend all of the events that a society puts on, that money kind of goes back to you. The money goes to paying coaches, the money goes to kind of renting out spaces. So it's really kind of all for you guys. It's also a representation and a supporter of the student body. We've recently had the Cut the Rent campaign, and our collective efforts have made us secure a total of £1.4 million in concessions, which were then channeled to bursaries and combating London's cost of living crisis. So where is the Students' Union? Where are all of these cafes, bars, and the gym? So first of all, we have the Print Room Cafe, which is quite close to the main campus and the main library. Then we also have Gordon's Cafe, which is on Gordon Street. Then in the same building as the Gordon's Cafe, we also have the Hangar, which is where you can kind of get your own UCL merch, clothes, cups, and they have also recently launched an online shop. So if you're not here on campus, you can still kind of get all of these items, and they do international shipping as well. Then in the same building, we have Phineas Bar, which has actually recently been renovated. This is on the 3rd floor, and this also shares its building with the Maths department. I also wanted to remind everyone that the bars are 18 plus. So because some of these spaces are reopening or have already reopened, please remember to bring your ID. Then down the road, we have the Bloomsbury Theatre and Studio. This is where you will have productions, rehearsals, music concerts, orchestras, plays. And this is also where the Rare FM, the radio, the UCL student radio, is located. This is its own society, and they are going to continue operating this year, and we'll continue putting on kind of like radio events, and we'll continue broadcasting things for you. And also in the same building, we have the activities reception. And if you guys get involved with a society as a committee, this will be kind of like a very important place for you, because this is where you will communicate with all of the staff that help run the Students' Union. Then we've got in the same building, the Bloomsbury Cafe, Bloomsbury Fitness. You will see all of the student memberships on the side right here. It's pretty affordable if you compare it to other central London gyms and fitness centers. And then a little bit kind of like further away from campus, we have the Institute Bar. This is also a very new bar that's been renovated quite recently. It's in the Institute of Education building, and it's in a very beautiful architectural building by the architect Dennis Lasden. I don't know if any of you guys know the National Theatre by South Bank, but he also designed this kind of like brutalist piece. And there are some places that will remain closed for now, such as the Huntley, which is the pub, and Molly's, which is the underground karaoke kind of like slash club that we have in the Lewis building. So I just wanted to kind of update everyone with what's happening with the Students' Union and societies during COVID. I really want to reiterate that everyone's safety and the student safety is our number one priority, and that's why most societies will be doing an online first approach. But like I said, some of the buildings that I have kind of went over will be open, and you will be able to check which buildings are going to be open by going to this website in the Students' Union. Because there will be a lot of online activities, the Students' Union requires all of the societies and clubs to have a free remote membership, which is for people who will not be attending any in-person activities, or for people who will not be joining UCL on campus. Some of the activities can involve online socials, online pub quizzes, panels, career talks. With some sports societies, it could be stuff like a Zoom lesson, a kind of like a dance along, stuff like that. But there will be an option to upgrade to a paid membership at any point during the year, which will allow you to go to some of the socially distant activities that cannot happen online. You will be able to find a list of all of the clubs and societies which are already approved for in-person activity in this by following this link. Currently, all of these societies are operating with a rule of 6, so there will only really be 6 people at a given moment, including the leader or the committee member, during an activity, and activities will usually kind of run one after the other. But still, nonetheless, it's an opportunity for you guys to get involved if you're on campus. So because of that, because there will be so many societies approved for in-person activity, I really recommend coming to the Welcome Fair, which is going to take place online this year. And it's going to be this week on the 30th from 12 to 4, and on the 3rd of October from 10 to 2. Every society or club will have their own stall. You can see a screenshot right here. They will have a trailer where you will be able to view and maybe listen to some of the students talk about their experience in the society. Everyone's worked really hard on making this fair happen, and I just want to remind everyone that we're remote, we're not distant, so the societies and the clubs and the community is still there. You'll be able to communicate with kind of like the committee members through a Q&A, and you can ask questions. Please remember that there's always someone at the other side of the screen monitoring the stall and kind of communicating with all of the visitors. You will also have the main page, which will kind of showcase some of the things that other societies are doing, kind of like broadcasting. Maybe some of the dance societies will be doing little concerts. So I really recommend kind of checking this out this week. Besides the Welcome Fair, there will be numerous activities that will be happening throughout Welcome Week and throughout the year. And you will be able to find information on all of that on the What's On calendar. I will provide the link at the end of this presentation for that. So this is kind of something that I mentioned in my blog. Why would you get involved with the Students' Union? Why would you join a society? And I think most importantly, you can become part of a community, and you can really create friendships and meet like-minded people. Our societies, they range from kind of hobbies like knitting, origami, to more career-oriented kind of societies like Art Business Society, or London Blockchain Society, Artificial Intelligence Society. And if you didn't get the chance to kind of like explore an area of expertise in your degree, the society really is the best time to explore this. And it's usually a very interesting mix of people as well. Then it's also an opportunity to lead an active lifestyle. I feel like during university, we sometimes forget to kind of exercise and be active, and that's why you can either join a club such as basketball, football, or you can partake in what's called Project Active, which is you don't have to commit to the society and you don't have to pay for a membership. You just pay on the go. For now, all of the Project Active sessions are online, but there's a lot of interesting things like women's only belly dancing. So you can really kind of find a really safe space and beginner-friendly activities that you can partake in and still be active in. Then we also have the job shop and volunteering. Here, obviously the Students' Union provides jobs in their cafes, in their bars, and you will be able to kind of find all of these job postings. Again, I will provide the link at the end of the presentation. And also it's an opportunity to volunteer. You can either kind of create your own volunteering projects, or you can get involved with existing volunteering projects, and that's also just really good for your CV. On top of that, you can get involved with the committee in any society. The elections usually take place at the end of the year, but there are some societies that will have kind of like leftover committee openings this year. So kind of keep an eye out for that, because as a first year, you can also kind of get involved with the committee. And finally, it's also a place of support and well-being. The Students' Union does have a range of resources that you can kind of refer to if you feel like you're struggling mentally, or if you feel like you need some support in terms of managing money or just a general career support. It's kind of all there. Maybe if nobody has any specific questions, maybe I have the question for you as to, are there any societies that you guys have already looked at, and are there any societies that you would like to join already? I think we have something from Jibai, but I can't. Football, yes, football from Nyla. That's great. So I believe each club has a return to play plan, and they will kind of keep you updated as to how the practices will operate. For now, yes, it's rule of 6, and all of the kind of intercollegiate competitions are also on pause right now. But hopefully after winter time, we can go back to the varsity series, which is kind of like a really big event where all the universities compete against each other. Okay, so we have the next question from Alice. Do you join the societies at the fair, or do you do it on their page? So at the welcome fair, there will be a button where you will be able to kind of like, where that will redirect you to the page where you can purchase the membership, but it's both. So you can either kind of make that shortcut and just purchase the membership during the fair, but you can purchase a membership at any point of the year on the Students' Union page. And when I say purchase, I also mean the free remote membership, because you do have to kind of sign up for that as well, because we need the list of all of the members. How can we, and then we've got the next question from Jibai. How can we get involved with the job shop and volunteering activities? So I have just sent over a link into the chat. It's going to be, there's a volunteering directory. Maybe I can just send it over again. Let me just, sorry, this is the student-led volunteering, and then we've got the volunteering directory. So if you just click onto these links, there will be kind of like a number of opportunities and a number of already existing organizations, or you can kind of submit a proposal for your own volunteering. And there is a number of COVID-related volunteering opportunities as well. So yeah, hopefully kind of you got the link for that and you can check that out. Okay, so then we've got a message from Clara. Hello, thank you for this presentation. I have a question. If the society's page on the SU website says the membership is no longer available and to come next year, is that truly accurate at this point in the academic year? Yes, so if you guys attempted to look at the society's web pages before today, it would have said that you need to come back next year and purchase it. But what it really means is that memberships only open today. So actually, Clara, if you go back to the page where you've seen that, you will be able to buy a membership product at this point of time. It's just that you couldn't buy it before the 28th, before the start of term. Hopefully, if that problem still persists, it will kind of go away after a bit of time. But today, they should have kind of opened it up to everyone. And then next question from Mariam. How do we access the Welcome Fair? Will it just be on the Student Union website? Yes, so the Welcome Fair link is not available to everyone yet. But if you go to studentsunion.ucl.org/welcome2020, I've also sent it over to the chat, but I can send it over again. You will be able to find a link to the Welcome Fair now. It's just that it's still kind of being developed and everything, so it should be available from 30th. And yes, it will be kind of like on the general Students' Union website. Then we've got another question. How many societies can we join at the same time? So there really is no limit on how many societies you can join. And because you have this option of a free membership, right now is the best time to get involved with as many societies as possible, because you don't really have that monetary kind of limit. And actually, if you are kind of struggling with your finances right now and you would really like to join a society, you can email the Students' Union and kind of explain your situation to them, and they should be able to provide you with the paid membership. So this kind of, just keep in mind that this option is also available. But yeah, you can join as many as you want. There's no harm in joining a lot, but obviously just maybe keep in mind what you can get involved with or what you can't get involved with. Like you can't get involved with 5 sports at the same time, right? So yeah. Then we've got another question by Nancy. I've heard that apparently membership is less or no charge now since societies are online. Is that true? Yes, so each society needs to provide 2 different membership options. A free membership / remote membership, which is available to people who will not be attending any in-person activity or who will not be here on campus. And then a paid membership, which is normally from £3 to £15, depending on the society, if it's a club, if it's a sports society. But I haven't heard of any societies reducing their kind of membership price. But also societies kind of have a say as to what will fall under the free / remote membership and what will fall under the paid membership. So there's kind of freedom in that. It's really up to the society as to what they will kind of provide for free and what they will provide for a paid membership. So yeah, it's true, but partly true. So then we've got another question. How would sports-related societies adapt to the pandemic as social distancing is in place? Yes, so during my presentation, there was a kind of like a screenshot of student approved for in-person student groups. Some sports societies would be approved for in-person training. Some societies or clubs will not be approved yet. It really depends on the committee and the risk assessment that they've kind of completed. But I think, as you would have seen, there's badminton is already approved, for example, and they are adapting to the pandemic, and there is a return to play plan, which usually kind of states, yeah, sometimes it's a rule of 6, so you will only be able to train with 5 other people at a given time. And and you will only be able to train for for a limited amount of time per day, like 1 hour. But there will be no competitions for now with different and matches with different societies, just so that everyone knows. Yes, I think after that, I don't see any other questions. So if anybody kind of has any other follow-up questions after what I've said, kind of feel free to just pop that into the chat. It seems like a lot of people are interested in kind of like sports and clubs. I'm wondering whether anyone's interested in kind of creative societies. We've got art societies as well. And they do a lot of life drawing. I think they have an urban sketching next week where they will kind of go around campus and kind of sketch the surroundings. Okay, so we've got another question. What societies are most popular? That's a very difficult kind of question to answer, but actually on the Students' Union websites, you will be able to see all like how many members a society has, unless they changed this year, I'm not sure, but this is what it was like last year. You can kind of see all of the members. But yeah, there's kind of a lot, obviously, maybe culture related societies like, I don't know, Russian society or Lebanese society, they will usually have less members because obviously there's only a limited amount of people that can join, or, you know, people of that nationalities. Obviously anyone can join any society, even if you're not Russian, you can still join Russian society. But and the bigger societies, art society, I would say, is quite big. They had around like 200 people. Artificial intelligence, I think, had like 300 members last year. So yeah, it can go up to a lot of people. Can we do some online, some in person? Yes. So there will be a range of activities, and there will be a lot of activities, both online and in person, because obviously not everyone will be able to join physically. So we are kind of sensitive, like in terms of that. So to join both online and in person, you would have to purchase a membership instead of signing up for a free membership. But yes, you can definitely do both. There will be no kind of social events for now, or kind of like picnics, or kind of like socials. So please kind of keep in mind that anything to do with kind of like social interaction will be online. There's just a rule of the Student Union for now for everyone's safety. So the only activities that will be in person will be activities that cannot be run online, such as kind of like drawing, painting, maybe outdoor tours of art, sports, obviously. Okay, so next question from Jibai. Will some sports-related clubs have online activities? For example, dance club. Will they consider providing online courses or else? Yes, so obviously it depends on a society and what they put on. But I know that K-pop society, for example, do online dance kind of like tutorials. So they, for example, do online lessons. But societies are not, and clubs are not the only kind of like sources of online physical related activities. There's also Project Active, and they also run online activities. You know, like I've mentioned before, women's only belly dancing, and that's kind of like online, or a yoga kind of session that's also online. How many societies would you recommend joining? Well, I personally was part last year of 3 societies. Because I'm on the committee for the Business Society, I kind of count that as one of my societies. Then I also had a kind of physical societies. I'm part of Pole Fitness. Society, and I'm planning to be part of it next year as well. And then I was part of Savage. This is a journal that we have, like a cultural journal in UCL. And they kind of also put on exhibitions. And if you want any of your stuff kind of like published in their magazine, you have to get a membership, for example. So I would go for 3 and kind of make sure that maybe one of them is physical and is kind of different to the others. Okay, so next question from Jessica. How much of a commitment is it once you join a society? So, I mean, to be honest, no one is going to kind of go after you and make you go to kind of every single talk or go to every single practice, but it would make more sense to get involved since you are paying kind of for the membership throughout the year. With some sports societies, if you, for example, I know with pole fitness, you kind of block by training. And if you don't show up to your training, that is a little unfair and you will get penalized because it's actually quite competitive sometimes to secure your kind of the slot that you want to train on every week. So that's why I kind of recommend getting kind of involved, but no one's going to force you to get involved in anything. Especially with career societies or kind of like cultural or art societies, there's definitely, you're not obliged to go to any events once you buy a membership. But you will get frequent newsletters from your societies if you do sign up to their mailing list, to kind of reminding you about all of these events and kind of nudging you to participate. That's kind of the extent of commitment that you get. So we've got another question from Gia. If I attend Shaolin Kung Fu Club or Boxing Club, can I practice these with real people? Yes, so you are going to have to, this really depends on a society or club. Because the risk assessment is kind of made by each committee and by each president and treasurer, they're kind of the ones that will decide as to whether they're going to run some in-person activities. So the Students' Union didn't tell all of the club and societies to do in-person activity, but those of you who do kind of, in terms of clubs, want to run physical activities, you're going to have to submit a risk assessment and we're going to have to approve it. Again, there is a list of clubs and societies that are approved. So you're going to kind of check with each club whether they are doing any in-person activities and whether they have been approved, because it's really a case-by-case kind of thing. But hopefully, if they're not approved now, they will be approved in a few weeks. Because obviously you can't just go through all of the kind of documentation at once. So the shooting union it takes a while for the shooting union to go through all of the societies and kind of approve them. So I can't remember at the back of my head whether the boxing club or Kung Fu club are running any physical activities. Okay, so next question. What happens if I change my mind and want to leave a society? So I've never kind of experienced that. But from what I know, you probably can ask for a refund. But that is not something you can kind of do on the website. That's something you should probably email the SU about. If I were you this year, because you do have the option of buying a free membership, I would just kind of register for the free membership, maybe have a feel around what kind of people are in the society, whether, you like the committee, you like the events they're putting on. And actually a lot of societies are running taster sessions during Welcome Week, for which you will only need the free remote membership. And then after you kind of changed, had a feel around the society, you can get a membership at any point of the year. You can get upgrades to a paid membership at any point. So maybe you can just kind of like wait around a little bit and explore the society before committing or buying a membership. Okay, so next question from Jessica. Do I need previous experience to join a club? So most of the clubs, they would have had different training sessions for each level. So you don't necessarily need experience. I'm just gonna kind of talk about pole fitness as an example again. We have separate training sessions for complete beginners to intermediate to kind of beginners to more kind of professional people. So you definitely don't need previous experience to join a club, but maybe just keep at the back of, keep in mind that you might not be able to train with everyone else or with other people. So you will train with people who are on your level. And actually the really wonderful thing about clubs in UCL is that you are still able to participate in kind of like showcases and even if you're a beginner. So again, with pole fitness, we had a showcase that was beginners against beginners. We had a showcase that was kind of more intermediate people against intermediate people. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity for you to get involved with a club, even if you're not advanced. But I mean, you'll probably kind of move up very quickly, I'm sure. So next question from Antonia. What happens with societies if there is another national London lockdown? Will they just switch to all online remote activities? So this is another question that I don't have a definitive answer to, because again, it's a national lockdown obviously relies more on the government and the government's kind of restrictions. If there is a lockdown like there was in March, where people can't leave their houses, then of course societies and clubs will operate online completely. But for now, we're operating on an online first and socially distanced in-person activity basis. So, and then another question from Nyla. How do we join a taster session this week? So the what's on page, again, I sent it to the chat, but I'm sure I can just send it over again. You will be able to kind of see all of the activities happening at any given time on this calendar. And okay, yes, on this calendar, and just so that you know, you do have to register for a free remote membership to attend these taster sessions still, because obviously we need everyone's contact details in case of outbreak. So kind of just taster sessions still require you to register for a free membership. But yes, you should be able to kind of see what's happening on the what's on page. But yes, thank you everyone for coming to the session, and welcome to UCL and to your first week here. I really hope you kind of check out any other student-led sessions that we have. And I hope that everyone has a nice rest of the evening. Thank you.